I think this is something that is not new. This is something that we have been telling for quite some time. It's just that now the markets have reacted more than before, and we saw some repricing. This is not happening only in Europe. This happened also in the US. Actually, primarily happened there and then in Europe. Term premium has adjusted to that, and I think that reflects what's something that we have been actually telling for quite some time. We cannot expect the rates to come down before we are firmly convinced that the inflation rate is on the way down to our medium-term target, which will not happen very soon.
But you've said in an interview in the past that you think the final stretch of getting inflation back to target is the hardest. Why is that the case? Is there any empirical evidence to suggest that that is actually true?
But I would say that what we can expect now, and we have been expecting already for the latest reading of the data from September, was that inflation rate will come down, among other things, because of the base effect, but also because of the tightening of the financial conditions, slowing down of the economy. Actually, the economy is stagnating at the moment. That's probably the best description. And we can expect that trend to continue also in the next months. However, at some point when the inflation reaches a level, I would guess, somewhere close to 3.5%, there is an uncertainty whether given the strength of the labor markets and the wage pressures, we will have a further convergence toward our medium-term target in a way that it has been projected at the moment. If that does not happen, then there is a risk that we would have to do more.
Okay. Is it safe to assume at this stage, Governor, that the ECB is about to hit pause at least until the end of the year?
Well, I would say, as I said right now, that I expect the inflation rate to continue to come down, and we are at the level of the interest rates where we can afford to wait and see how the inflation will develop in next months. But then sometimes I would guess spring next year, when we see also how the economy is doing, particularly how the labor market is doing, what the wage pressures are at that moment, we would have a better picture of what we can expect going forward. Because we have to get to 2% in the end.
Of course. What do you think this instability in the Middle East and the volatility in the oil price could mean for monetary policy in the Eurozone?
Well, I think this is only one additional piece of bad news, together with all the geopolitical reshaping of the world that we've seen over the last, I would say now, few years, which introduces new risks. It's very difficult to see now fully implications of what is going on. But I would think if you put it into the whole geopolitical picture, that we are seeing now the world that is less globalized than it used to be, more fragmented in many ways, from trade to the financial flows, FDIs, and that probably makes the supply less elastic. And if the supply is less elastic, then we risk to see more volatility in prices, which then has repercussions for us as the central bankers and our future monetary policy stance.